19. So we're in that day of wisdom and knowledge. 2 being the number of balance, harmony, justice, finding truth and righteousness. We're dealing with 2 of the Taurus energy, which is all about what we prioritize. Hey, Emperor. Our balance scales, making sure your heart stays light as a feather through all your endeavors, what I'm saying? And then we have 1, the knowledge, the ketters, the action, taking action on our wisdom, taking action on, things that we prioritize, taking action on, making sure our heart is light as feather, walking in law, justice, truth, and righteousness, all that fun stuff. Also getting more intellect on law, justice, truth, and righteousness, especially with all the crazy things that going on the day of 3, which was yesterday, 129. What I'm saying? Now that all that is going on, now it's a lot about taking, the wisdom that we have learned, especially in the year of 8. A lot of you guys have been learning about the law and order of Mayat with that 2024 energy. So apply that today, what I'm saying, with this day of wisdom and knowledge. We're going to take that wisdom and knowledge. Of course, it's going to bring us to understanding. Yesterday was a life path day of 3. Today is actual day of 3, when we utilize our wisdom and our knowledge, what I'm saying, of, past patterns, what I'm saying. Like I told you guys yesterday, we got to go back to the year 2017, which was the year of 1, because right now we're in the year of 9. And this is like a completion, full circle of a lot of things that began in 2017. And we see a lot of that, a lot of those big cycles happening and closing themselves out and stuff. And it's pretty interesting to watch, so far. So like, okay, I see what's happening. Okay. So y'all pay attention, go back to your journals, go back to old news stories, newspapers, or whatever you want to go back to 2017, go back into that year 1, see what was going on and see how different things could be getting closed up in this year of 9. Ashe. So we're going to take that 3 of understanding, because we know. Today's a great day for people born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, and the 30th. This is the day 3 of expression, emotions, creation, the Holy Trinity type energy. The letters C, L, and U is key today. C is fire, which is taking action. Hey, Kevin. L is water, this intuitive energy. Hey, Wichelle. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hi, Sue. And the letter U is earth. So taking action, following your intuition, and then bringing things into fruition. Those are the 3 letters for the day. So we're going to take that 3 of understanding, that being an energy, the different challenges come in our space that give us the discipline and the resources that we need. And we're going to put that into the month of 1. This is the month of Ketters. This is the month of knowledge. This is the month of taking initiative and taking action, all about leadership. You know what I'm saying? The letters for the number 1 is the letters A, J, and S. A being fire, taking action. J being the water, intuitive energy, and S being air, which is the intellect. So having those 3 elements for this month is awesome. My day's been pretty good. Peace, Paul. Hey, Maui. Hey, Axel Gamer Boy. Peace. Okay, so we're taking that 3 of understanding, putting into this month of 1 of Ketters, taking knowledge, taking initiative. We love it here. Leadership is heavy here. And that brings us to 4, which is stability. 4 is the cornerstone of things. 4 brings us to the Chesed, which is Maya energy. This is, in the Kabbalah as far as the Sephiros go. And so now we're in that space of imagining the things that we want in our space, for... I'll get to that to the end, because I kind of like jump ahead of myself because I know the power of being in the year of 9. So excuse me. Oh, thank you so much for the subscription, Michelle. But yeah, so we're taking that 4 of Chesed, of mercy, of, the 4th house is home and family, nurturing the things in our space. This is heavy water energy here. And we're going to put that into the year of 9. Because, of course, we get the knowledge, the wisdom. We're taking action. We're getting more knowledge on this. Of course, we want to manifest with that. This is the year of 9. This is the year of reaping what you sow. So like you're going to reap it. 9 is associated with Sagittarius energy. This is Jupiter. It's all about expansion and abundance and learning on what your long-term goals are and how you're going to approach them, having an optimistic point of view, also focusing on your sacral chakra, being mindful of, that expansion abundance that could lead to like obsessions and addictions and stuff. So you don't want to go too far out into that. 9 also deals with Yesod, which is the moon in the Kabbalah. Now we're dealing with the divine womb. Okay. So, giving birth to things is heavy here. 9 is completion, wholeness, the utopia. So we're going to take that 4 stability. We're going to put it into the 9 or whatever. And that's going to bring us back to 1 and 3. Right. So what we put in, because we started the day with, a day at 3 in the month of 1. We put it together, made the 4. We put it into the 9, and the 9 is giving it the 1 and 3 right back. So once again, we're getting the knowledge and the understanding back. 13 is seen as a karmic debt number because it's very difficult for us to stand under what we know and take action on our emotions, because usually it goes against the grain of how everybody is speaking. Like how you guys are speaking to me on YouTube right now, you want my attention. You know what I'm saying? It makes it difficult for someone like me to stand under the things that I know or express myself confidently with people talking to me like that. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people out here that do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel oppressed or depressed or suppressed, I'm going to take my energy and try to depress or suppress or oppress other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why 13 is seems as such a difficult task. 13 is also associated with the moon, which is like a historical event that shows how difficult it is to stand under what you know, because once upon a time we were more so moon oriented people, paying attention to the phases of the moon. Our calendar was based on the lunar nodes. Some people still use lunar calendars or solar lunar or whatever, but now it's more so solar, what the sun is doing, everything like that. So, people that were seen celebrating the moon, especially Friday the 13th, made 13 like a, unlucky number, because people seen celebrating the moon or the phases of the moon or the 13 energies of the moon, you know, they were murdered in the middle of the street. They were the witches. You know what I'm saying? So having that mindset, this is why 13 is seen as a karmic debt number or unlucky number, because so much fear has been invoked in us to not stand under what we know, not to express ourselves to our authentic level. You know what I'm saying? But when you put that 1 and 3 together, it brings 4. Overall, today is a day of 4. What's my favorite planet? Mercury. Um, 4 is the number of Chesed. This is the number of Mayat, Piscean energy, imagination, imagining the things that we want in our space. Yes, 13 is the number of the goddess. It's associated with the 13 cycles of the moon. Ashe. Thank you for that. But yeah, so 4 is balance, you know what I'm saying, being determined. The letters for number 4 is the letters D, M, and V. D is fire, taking action on things. M is water, so the intuitive self. And then V is earth, so we're bringing things into fruition here. All right, so anything associated with those letters is 4. This is a great day for my 1, 4, 7s, and 8s, finding some sense of stability, a cornerstone infrastructure into the things that we want in our space. Why is Pluto your favorite planet? That is key here for my 3, 6, 9s, and 5s that are lacking in their stable selves and a sense of stability, and even a sense of like nurturing and home and family. I would advise you to get with a 1, 4, 7, or 8 to help you develop. Hey, Eshu, to help you develop that sense of structure, authority of self. Also for dealing with that moon energy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, enjoy this day of 4. I want to read over 4 and Metu Netter. Y'all know this is my favorite book. Hey Yabba Dabba. Hey Opium. Um, so let's get to it. So in the comedic sense, 4 is my yacht, and we talked about that being the energy of law, justice, truth, and righteousness, right? Or Seshat. Canaanite, this is Zachiel. In the Kabbalah, this is Jadula or Chesed. Like I said, peace goddess. And Yoruba is Aje Chagulia. My apologies for the butchering of the enunciation. And Hindu Kush is Lakshmi. Okay. This is the 4th Sephiroth, the 4th sphere. The planet that rules this energy is Jupiter, which brings that expansion, that abundance, that optimism, that helps you with your imagination, that Maya, brings you, that Piscean energy brings you. The day is Thursday, but today's Tuesday. It's giving us Thursday energy though. The colors is sky blue. I think somebody in here said something about blue. I'm not sure. But sky blue for the spiritual Haka, hey Patrick, and yellow for the planetary Haka. Okay. The number is 2, the balance and harmony. The gems are yellow sapphire, lapis lazuli, and tin, the metal tin. As far as the esoteric herbalism in your bath, you want thuja, anise, and honeysuckle. As far as the oils go, you want anise and oak moss, excuse me. And the incense, you want aloes, or anise. The hakao or the mantra's word of power for spiritual is shring, Shring. So you be like string, blah blah blah. And then planetary is Ong, Green, Grong. That's Aung, Grang, Gring, and Graung. So the animal spirit, some of the positive traits for this energy that we're experiencing today, just equilibrated, holistic, generous, sharing, optimistic, liberal, magnanimous, moral sense, striving for advancement and wealth in a positive manner, religious, successful, fortunate, law abiding, fair, charitable, deferring to elders, no trafficking with evil, grateful, and prudent. Some of the negative traits are being greedy or negatively expansive, like, like I said, be mindful of over expanding yourself into like realms of addiction and obsessions. Pleasure seeking, being boastful, extravagant, unlawful, materialistic, wasteful, unsocial, unsuccessful, unfortunate, hypocritical regarding religion and the law, false religious, legal, and scientific tenets. Some mental traits during this day of four is gaining insight into things by unifying them through the use of abstract analogies, hence well fitted for philosophical and theoretical scientific religious pursuits. Some of the career functions that you might see on the forefront. Peace, James. Hey, she. Hey, hi. Um, Judges, very experienced lawyers, theoretical scientists, theoreticians, theologians, bishops, cardinals, bankers, merchants, upper echelon priests and priestesses, fortune hunters, officials, and managers. The spiritual portfolio, as well as the function for today, is doctrine of divine law and order, optimism, faith, love, abundance, success in an individual undertaking, and spiritual advancement. She walks with a papyrus scepter. She achieves abundance. Mayat's papyrus scepter fuses divine law with the abundance that follows from living it. Its color green symbolizes abundance and fruitfulness, while the papyrus, which was used for writing, symbolizes the book of law. She realizes that even her enemies are integral parts of the whole and thus works and shares with them. Sasha raises her consciousness to the hall of the Metunetter and realizes the ultimate unity of all things. There are no irreconcilable opposites in the world. This is the source of an undaunted optimism, faith, and inner joy, which reveal themselves in a peaceful, genuine smile and relaxed or hetep state of being, even in the midst of setbacks and the greatest of external difficulties. Mayat, which is the divine law, is the food and drink of Ra, which is the life force. We associate that with the sun. She nourishes her life force, which is Ra, with the divine law, and gives endlessly of her love, shares seeking nothing in return. There is no end to her worldly fortune, as her giving is answered from the depths of Nut, which is, the darkness and the above. Perseverance is adhering to a belief system based on the cosmological arrangement and synthesis of divine laws, such as achieved through the tree of life, leads to success in all undertakings, as the view of the unity that is concealed in the midst of multiplicities that life presents to us is never lost. A collection of wise sayings and divine laws, however true, cannot save us if they are not arranged in an integral system of guiding us in our day-to-day existence, which is why I do this with you guys every day. We have seen how the abstract analogies presented in this book, especially the symbols of the tree of life, serve to unify specifics across general categories. Unless the elements making up our belief system, whether secular or religious, are unified in this manner, they become enslaving agents of dogma instead of vehicles of salvation. So again, that is from Metunetter. We are on the day of four. We are in the energy of Chesed, which is mercy, Mayat, law, justice, truth, and righteousness, right? We love it here. What was I reading? Metunetter. About the fourth Sephirah, we are in a day of four numerology. So I just went over the mathematics and gematria of the day. So let's get into the astrological astronomical report. We start the day off with a 56% Wan and Gibbous moon. We're still on that moon of cleansing, but we're cleansing the tangible things, the physical things out of our space still. The moon rising at 12:01 a.m. and setting at 10:53 a.m. Now, as the day goes on, especially in this hour, because on my time it's at 1:26 a.m., but at midnight, we were tropical and Vedic, tropical and Draconic and Libra. So tropical chart is when the moon is in the zodiac energies, okay? And that's our mindset, how we think things are. That is in Libra. We want, in our mindset, we're focused on justice. We're focused on the law, truth, and righteousness. You know what I'm saying? In our work body, the moon is in Draconic Libra as well. So that's also what we're attracting in our space. So how your mind is set up on how the balance scales, whether you're a super taker or super giver, you think people be taking from you all the time, or guess what? That's what you're attracting in your space. I'm not African American. I'm a Native American. Thank you. That is what you're attracting in your space. As far as the constellations or the Vedic side of things, The moon is still, we started the day with the moon in Virgo constellation. Like now, like I said, we are at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. So we most likely are in Libra all across the board, tropical, Vedic, and Draconic. So at this point, our mind, body, and soul are all lined up in Libra energy, law, justice, truth, and righteousness. How light our heart is. Your heart is to be light as a feather, especially on this day of 4 in this energy of Libra. You know what I mean? Um, as far as the nakshatra goes, we're in the Chitra nakshatra. Okay. This is the 14th nakshatra out of the 27 lunar mansions. This spans until we get to 6 degrees Libra. It's ruled by Mars and associated with the deity Vishvakarma, the divine architect and craftsman of the gods. Shitra is often considered as a nakshatra of beauty, art, creativity, and visual expression, associated with the transformation and aesthetic mastery. um Virgo energy of service, detail, and practicality into the more aesthetic, relationship oriented energy of Libra, because this nakshatra starts from Libra and it's the Virgo, so it has like a blend of both of those energies. Virgo's practical nature blends into Libra's pursuit of balance, harmony, and beauty, making Shitra a nakshatra of creative expression and artistic transformation. The symbol of this nakshatra is a precious gem or a pearl, which represents beauty, perfection, and aesthetic value. The gem represents the potential for inner brilliance and transformation, symbolizing a refined, pristine expression of creativity and elegance. The deity of this nakshatra is Vishvakarma, the divine architect and master craftsman of the gods, like I said. This deity is responsible for the creation of palaces, chariots, weapons, and temples, and he symbolizes creativity, innovation, and transformational energy. His energy brings an inclination towards design, construction, and artistic creation. Um, Mars is the ruler of this nakshatra, bringing a dynamic and fiery energy to this nakshatra. Mars represents action, passion, courage, and determination, which is cool because we're on a Mars day. It's a Tuesday, which combines the artistic and creative nature of Shitra to produce intense creativity, drive, and focus on artistic and visual expressions. While Mars brings action, it can also make individuals with prominent Shitra placements highly competitive, assertive, and driven to achieve perfection and mastery in their chosen field. Some positive traits of this nakshatra: artistic brilliance, visionary creativity, and the ability to transform ideas into tangible, beautiful creations. People influenced by Shitra are often attracted to fashion, design, photography, architecture, and other fields that require an eye for aesthetics. Shitra people are often very focused on their work and they have a keen eye for detail and beauty. Some negative traits: the shadow side of the nakshatra can manifest as an overemphasis on perfection, leading to pride, frustration when things don't go as planned. There also can be a tendency to become egotistical or overly focused on appearance. Since Shitra is ruled by Mars, it can bring an aggression or desire to dominate in creative or competitive fields. It's a little fun fact about me. This is where my natal moon is at. So I'm having my little lunar return situation. But that's what I have. The sunrise over here on the East Coast is at 7:16 a.m. and it sets at 5:05 p.m. We start the day in our tropical chart. This is the sun going through the zodiac energy. This is how we think things are to be, and that's in Aquarius in the fourth house. So, finding nurturing and compassion to our society. We are in the energy of Jubilee, so it's only righteous that our experiences are in society being unique and revolutionary and being more in the we, and we're starting to nurture and nourish that we. You know what I'm saying? Having more introspection on society and how society moves. We are in the Kumbh energy as far as the Hindu calendar goes with the zodiac, and I'm going to read that to you as soon as I find the page. Um, the element is air, of course. The ruling planet is Graha, which is Saturn, and Uranus if you're utilizing modern day astrology. Some traits are being innovative, independent, idealistic. Hey, couple cool people. Thank you. And humanitarian. Aquarians are known for their originality, forward thinking ideas, and desire to improve society. We're here from January 20th, so we just got into this Aquarian energy, like yesterday. And we're here till February 18th. The ruling deity is Lord Shiva as the Lord of Time and Lord Vishnu. Some attributes: Aquarius is often associated with the innovative and humanitarian aspects of Lord Vishnu, who preserves and nurtures cosmic order. However, Shiva, the Lord of Time and Transformation, also governs Aquarius' connection to the future and unconventionality. Hey, Dave. So that's where we're at in our mind space. Now, in our energy exchanges, the sun is over here in Capricorn constellation at a 6th degree. So it's in that degree of, paying attention to the details of things. Six can be associated with Virgo energy. We're focused on the health, daily routine of things, but six is also associated with Temperate, being confident and courageous, utilizing your heart chakra and things. So we're, in that with the Capricorn energy, Capricorn bringing the infrastructure. Who's your authority? That's the question with Capricorn. Who are you giving authority to? Some of you guys give authority to the government. Some of you guys give it to the public school system. Sometimes you guys give it to your boss. Hey, Nichols. Some of y'all giving it to the economy, cryptocurrency, whatever. Some of y'all are actually your own authority, and that's cool too. I prefer that. But you do what works for you. Everybody is allowed to have whatever authority they desire. That's what I've been trying to tell people. I get it. That's what I try to tell people too. But I don't want to tell anybody what to do, because then that would be reflecting the energy that I don't want to receive. I don't want nobody trying to tell me how to think either. So we move how we move, and whoever attracts to me, that's what it does. Okay, so in our energy exchanges, we're still in the Makara constellation. This is Capricorn, the goat, ruled by Earth. The planet is Graha, which is Saturn. Being disciplined, ambitious, practical, and patient, hardworking, valuing structure, stability, and success. Focusing on long-term goals is what's happening in our energy exchanges, while our mindset is on being forward-thinking ideas and thinking about how to improve society. Okay, the ruling deity of our energy exchanges right now is Shani, which is associated with discipline, hard work, material success, determination, responsibility, and ambitious nature. Shani teaches life lessons through patience and perseverance. So slow and steady, is here right now. I give authority to myself. Likewise, as you should, peace to you. As far as the lunar mansion goes, we are in the Uttada Nakshatra with the sun, as we like pinpoint like the exact, the an area that the sun is located. Um, what page is that? Hold on a second. I'm scrolling. There we go. This goes from 10 degrees from 26 degrees Sagittarius to 10 degrees Capricorn. It is ruled by the sun. The presiding deity is Vishwa Devas, the universal gods. This nakshatra is symbolized by the plank or the of a bed or the elephant tusk, which represents stability and strength. The Capricorn influence. Um, well, let's start with the Sagittarius influence, because that's where we start. This is a sign ruled by Jupiter and moves into Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. And the dual nature signifies a shift from being philosophical and expansive energy to practicality, discipline, and ambition. So, you start with the imagination, and now you're working on finding a structure in it. You know what I'm saying? Trump is a big one, because Trump represents an authority figure. A lot of people stand under the authority of Trump. And so on the day of 3, he had his inauguration, which was a day of expression, a day of Saturn, a day of Bina, authority, infrastructure. And as soon as he went into office, what did he do? He started signing executive orders. And so people who say that this country is their authority, that president is their authority, now they're attaching themselves to all the executive orders and all the things that he's doing in office, because he is their authority. You know what I'm saying? So that was a beautiful example. Thank you, Richard. Um, so yeah, the moon is low. Da, 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 da. So that is the nakshatra. The ruling planet is the sun, bringing characteristics of leadership, authority, and a strong sense of self. It imparts a noble energy, focusing on higher purposes and great achievements. This is a nakshatra of strength, perseverance, and the ability to push through challenges and reach a goal. So that's the energy. And just to let you know, we are in this constellation energy, and we're in Capricorn constellation until about like February 17th. So this is going to be in our energy exchanges for like the next month. Even though our mindset is already on Aquarius, we're already making air thoughts and moving faster, and our mind is moving away faster than physical, because air moves faster than earth, right? Okay, so get back to the astrological report. The moon and Spica will be in conjunction at 9:29 p.m. tonight. The moon will be zero point 0.3 degrees south, minimal angle at 9:23 p.m. The moon will be zero point 0.3 degrees south. Observe at 12:33 a.m. with a 1.8 degree southeast separation. So Spica is the star in the Virgo constellation, giving us the energy of like harvest. You know, you reap what you sow today. So setting your intentions and what you want to manifest in your spaces. It's a good day. It's a good day for it. It's a good day for it, especially on this day of four, the day of chesed, imagining things that we want anyway, right? The last quarter moon is at 3:31 p.m. today. This moon is best visible right before sunrise. So, being the last quarter moon, we're moving from waning gibbous to waning crescent. So, we're moving from cleansing the intent, the physical things, to now cleansing the non-physical things. So, once we get into the crescent, that's where we'll get, okay? Um Pluto and the Sun will also be in conjunction. Oh, that was quick. I didn't think that was going to happen that fast. Pluto and the Sun are in conjunction at 5:33 p.m. Hey Tarot. Pluto is 3.4 degrees south. You know, Pluto is the planet of transformations, of death and rebirth. Business is big here. You know, Pluto is associated with Oya, who rules over the marketplace, the elders, and the witches. Pluto also rules over the external side of the solar plexus chakra, which creates the manipulation and the transformations and, you know, the cycles of things. While, you know, Aries is the gut that controls the mind. So that today is the heavy, like, solar plexus chakra day. Between us being the day of Aries or Mars, is Tuesday, and then this our experiences, which is our sun, is in alignment with that planet of transformation, Pluto. And that's happening in our root chakra, you know, because Pluto is sitting over there in Capricorn constellation. So in our events, we're seeing the transformations happening in our infrastructure, right? But Pluto is in Aquarius zodiac. So in our thoughts, the transformation isn't happening in the power that we're giving over society in our mind. There's a lot of you guys are mentally taking power back. A lot of you guys are mentally giving power to somebody else because you see somebody else on TV, you know, saying I'm the president, or some of y'all mentally giving power to Elon Musk for some odd reason. Like some of you guys giving power to, you know, whoever in your mind. But as you're doing that, you know, the transformations are happening. We're watching them. We're watching the executive orders being signed. We're watching the things happen. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing the transformations happening in your neighborhood, in your community, in your state and stuff like that. Especially like as we start to prepare for like state level elections happen this year. Yeah. I believe. So, you know, you'll start seeing, you know, marketing for all of that, your participation in that stuff. So it's fun there. You know, transformations through your experiences, empowerment transformations in your experience. But Pluto can also be traumatic too if you allow it to be. So be mindful of that. The moon is 24 degrees. Lilith is 22 degrees in the Libra zodiac at midnight. Which kind of was like an hour or so ago. So we had that conjunction of the moon and the dark moon Lilith, bringing like nurturing energy, insight, you know, utilizing our third eye, getting in touch with our primordial goddess, the things in ourselves that we suppress, that we get upset when other people don't successfully suppress them. Because if I have to suppress these things, why the fuck aren't you? You know what I'm saying? But that's happening in the Libra. So, you know, a lot of funny things happening in that space of law, justice, truth, and righteousness, and they're not. Mercury is at 19 degrees Capricorn, fifth house zodiac. And then Pallas is at 20 degrees Capricorn, fifth house zodiac. And then Eros is at 16 degrees Capricorn, fifth house zodiac. So we have that combination between Mercury that rules over our throat chakra, you know, our ear, nose, and throat area. And, you know, it's in that fifth house of our inner child. So, you know, what did you learn about? You know, what was a part of your routine as a child? You know, what did you speak on? You know, Mercury can also be associated with the solar plex chakra and the Kabbalah, you know, so, you know, that enforcer. And we enforce things with language, right? We enforce things with our body language. We enforce things with our throat. We enforce things with our facial expressions, you know. If we choose to shut people out, you know, close our ears or whatever, you know, that's all Mercury. And Pallas is the genius like qualities in yourself that you overlook. Thank you for the compliment. And so, you know, paying attention to the details of the genius like qualities that we overlook, invoking some of those genius like qualities in ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And then Eros is there. Eros is that energy of love, you know, togetherness. You know, usually Eros is associated more so with romantic love. So we can go to more romantic route, but y'all know I don't really like it there. I'd rather just talk about universal friendship, community love. But y'all go there wherever y'all mind take y'all for that one. But it's all about tapping into your inner child with the connection of your throat chakra, your genius like qualities, and, you know, your spaces of love. All right. So do some of that inner child work, Ashe. The sun enters Draconic Aries today. That happens at 8:02 a.m. I love you too, Dana. So now the sun is in alignment tropically in Aquarius energy. So our mindset is on society and our auric body, because Draconic chart deals with our auric body, our spiritual experience. Okay, so as your mind and your aura is aligned, so you think it, you're going to attract it. Energy exchanges is still on Capricorn, so energy exchanges is creating the infrastructure that's needed for you to experience, your mind and your auric body. All right. So a lot of, things that you're seeing are changing. They're changing for your favor. Pronoia. Was it pronoia? The universe is working in your favor. This is like a perfect example of that. Thank you for the follow, Jordan. Hi, Brandon. Brian. I'm sorry, love. Um, the visible alignment of Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Venus, and Saturn is tonight as well, which is really cool. Between like now tonight and then when the sun goes back down again tonight. So we get to see that alignment of our solar plexus chakra, our sacral chakra, our imagination, the internal and external side of the sacral chakra, and our heart chakra and our root chakra. So doing your chakra work and you know aligning those parts of yourself, definitely a big key today. You know what I'm saying? And for my watchers, this is a great day to go outside and see the lineup of all the planets. There's a lot of stuff. It is lit outside, right, Kayshawn? Hey, I'm so glad you made it. Do you see these people in here talking to me crazy? But yay. Hey Pete. So yeah, seeing the lineup of the planets really cool. Also, Juno. Juno is the asteroid that rules over what we need in a relationship, what we need in a bond to want to stay in it. I don't know if you guys know the stories of Hera and Zeus, but Hera did everything but leave that man. She done turned his side chick and his extra kids into bears, put them in the sky. She was killing people. She was putting snakes in people's heads. She was doing everything but leaving him. And so what Juno represents is what's gonna make you act like Hera? You know what I'm saying? What's gonna be like, I'm not fucking leaving. Okay. So that energy is sitting in Scorpio right now. So now we're focused more so on that connection in the realms of business and transformations and empowerment, because that's what Scorpio represents. The marketplace, the elders, the witches, ritualistic energy, and power, of course. So, what makes you feel powerful, makes you feel attached to that. You know what I'm saying? You know my chick though, right? Vega, my dude. Hey, say that. So that happens this morning at 8 a.m. too. So that's the astrological report, y'all. We got a lot of cool things happening in the cosmos today. And it's a crazy lineup with like such a big like boom we have with the inauguration and all the transformations that's happening with that big Pluto boom, happening in Aquarius, Capricorn, with this man signing all these executive orders, and how people are choosing to interpret and regurgitate these executive orders. A lot of people can't read. A lot of people are not taking the time out to read those 20, 30, 100-page executive orders. They're just like giving you guys nice 30-second clips so you guys can find out the wrong way, hard way, that they wasn't reading it. And it's just like, very interesting things going on. We love it here. Tonight is one of those planets supposed to be lined up. Yes, the planets that are going to be lined up tonight is Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Venus, and Saturn. They're all lined up between Pisces, like Sagittarius, Capricorn, Pisces energy. Mars is over there in Cancer, so it's like on the opposite side, and then you come across. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you could see. Well, you won't be able to see the sun, but in spirit, the sun will be in alignment in Capricorn. Yeah, that's what we have. Yeah, it's so much going on in the cosmos, and so you'll feel like a lot of things going on in our actual life. So yeah, the news is going to be really crazy for the next few days with all these transformations, and the sun making this big shift into Aquarius on the tropical and Vedic chart, and still being in Capricorn and being so close to Pluto right now. A lot of big things that could feel traumatic to a lot of you guys. So peace to y'all. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle and just let the events to flow through you, because you are energy. And the goal is to move like water while we're here, okay? I know we're having the human experience, but we're still energies first, okay? So let's get into the calendar of the things. We are still in the month of TB, which, just to remind you guys, in the calendar, in the Kemetic calendar, we get 3 seasons a year. Each season gets 4 months. Each month gets 30 days, and each 30 days are divided into decans. We are now in the third decan of the month. This is the decan of expression and creation and understanding. where we start, really implementing the things that, we got knowledge on in the first decan, and we started exercising to get wisdom on in the second decan. So now we're coming to our conclusions and we're expressing those conclusions. So TB is during the season of Peret, which is the growing season. This goes on from January to May. TB falls between January 9th and February 7th on the Gregorian calendar. The ruling deity is Isis, which is the goddess of fertility and magic. Magic. The characteristics of this energy is the beginning of the planting season as the water levels recede, making the transition from inundation to growth. Got to do your own research, and yes, they're all out here, right? Looking at them. It's so nice. It's so cold. I have not been sky watching. I won't lie to you, because it is. It's not good for me. As far as the Hebrew calendar goes, we are in the energy of Tevet, which means good. This goes on till January 29th, when we have that lunar. The 10th of Tevet is a fast day commemorating the siege of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar, which led to the eventual destruction of the first temple. The first of Tevet is when Esther was crowned Queen of Persia. This is the winter season, of course. Tevet is the month of contemplation and reflection. It deals with hardship. It holds the potential for spiritual growth and repentance, divine grace, righteousness, and transformation. It also has a time for reflection, asking for God's vision, and building resilience. So yeah, hardship, reflection, and growth are the keys during the month of Tevet. Ashe. And then just to get into my forecast notes with you guys, we are in the energy of 9, and winter weather our way in NC is cold. It's cold in NC. That makes me sad. I'm just gonna go get land in Jamaica. We just gotta go all the way to the island. We just gotta go. um, but yeah, so we're in the energy of 9. Thank you. Is that a BL? J? Thank you, Jay. This is the year of gold, being passionate, interesting, and faithful people, attracting many people, being generous and kind, long lasting relationships, love of luxuries and spending money, ambition, and willpower are the keys this year, being in this year of gold. Remember, this year of 9 is being brought to us by 2025. That's wisdom in our cipher, wisdom in our power, our enforcement. Hey, Denny. So last year we were heavy in the Mayat, learning about law, justice, truth, and righteousness. A lot of things coming out to open to us. So this year we're definitely in that space of enforcing a lot of the knowledge that we gained, and a lot of the things that came to us, the hidden dreams, the hidden secrets, the Akashic records, all the things like that. As far as West African horoscope, we're in energy of the Baobab, which is January 4th to February 3rd. Being firm, stable, strong, and invincible, having the resources to conquer, resist, resilience, self confidence, integrity, honesty. Reflection on cleverness and living a well structured and prosperous life is key here. In Native American, it's the otter, which is the butterfly clan, which is water, air element. This goes on from January 20th to February 18th, demanding bliss and help, inviting us to behave like children and have fun and accept the flow of life, strength to smooth out any circumstances. 15 below zero is wild. Um, Listen to that reading from last week 3 times again, and then I saw you were live. You never miss. I love it here. I'm glad. I'm glad. Jamaica not ready for us. Yeah, we gonna go out there and act up. We gonna go out there and act up. Let me get my coins together and buy us some land. I got y'all. We out. We out. Um, so just to remind you guys, we're still in the energy of the wood dragon. We're here till January 29th. This is the energy of power, luck, making good sense of our environment, and having an intuitive sense of timing so success will not be difficult to obtain. On the 29th, I will be doing the next the new moon planetary forecast with you guys. So be patient with me. I'm getting my notes together. I got y'all. But yeah, that's what we have as far as that goes. Now into the energy of the week. We are in the vibes of Amun Ra, and we entered the energy of Amun Ra on the 18th, and we're here until today's the last day, the 21st. So on the 22nd, we enter the energy of Mut, and I'll talk about that later. But Amun Ra is the king of gods, being confident, polite, optimistic, great leaders, and having control. That's the vibes. And we've seen that a lot between the 18th and the 21st, especially with this whole TikTok debacle and, people flexing. And then Kamala and Biden wrote a whole bunch of orders, pardoning people and stuff like that before they headed out. And then as soon as Trump came in, he did a whole bunch of stuff. So it was just like a lot of Amun Ra energy going on. Just to remind you guys, the inauguration is synonymous with the word omen. So, a lot of omens have to go on for us to even, select another, leader or give the Bina up to some people, for those of you guys who allow this circus to be your authority. You know what I'm saying? But, it's your world. I didn't mean to throw no shade. His circus just came out. Yom Shlishi, as far as the Hebrew calendar, this means third day. Hebrew calendar is pretty like, they don't get fancy. You got first day, second day, third day. We're in the third day. It's Tuesday. So that's what Yom Shlishi means. On the third day, God gathered the waters and caused dry lands to appear. This is Genesis 1:9-13. And it is also the day when vegetables began to grow. It is a day associated with growth and nourishment. This day is considered a day of blessing because it is the only day in creation when two blessings are mentioned, which is Genesis 1:12-13. It symbolizes abundance, growth, and the fertility of the earth. So Yom Shlishi is, of course, associated with growth, abundance, and nourishment. All right. As far as the Hindu calendar, Tuesday is Mangalvar, which is associated with Lord Hanuman and Lord Mars. The deity Lord Hanuman is the devotee of Lord Rama, who also we also venerate him on this day. Hey, Andre. The planet is Mars, of course. Lord Hanuman is the monkey god, which is a symbol of strength, devotion, and courage. He is also the remover of obstacles and is associated with physical and mental resilience. Mars, the planet of energy, action, and aggression, aligns with Lord Hanuman's qualities. I'm good. How you doing, Andre? Associated activities. Tuesdays are regarded as special days for offering prayers to Lord Hanuman, particularly to seek strength, victory, and the removal of obstacles. Devotees also perform Hanuman Charlisa recitations and visit the Hanuman temples. It's believed that fasting on Tuesday can bring good fortune and courage. Okay. So that's that for the Hebrew and the Hindu calendar. And so getting back into the forecast page, Mars is Aries, this is Ogun energy. This rules over the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is called the Manipura, which is the city of jewels. Okay. It's located in the upper abdomen or in the middle of your back. This is the energy where you have your willpower, your power, your self-expression, self-esteem, courage, confidence, and energy. Is represented by the globe. Ooh, 919. That's my birthday. Yay. Fire is the element. The C note for my musicians. The vowel sound that I keep saying every few minutes. 528 hertz is a good frequency to listen to, right? Yellow 590 to 560. Ram is the Hakao, RAM, Ram. I'm glad you're good, Andre. Happy Tuesday. And Hring, HLRING, is also the spiritual Hakal. So Hring, that's the sound. You guys probably do it better than me. So remember, Ogun rules over this energy. Hirakuhudi is the Netaru. This is the enforcement of law, courage, fearlessness, the fifth sphere. Dealing with the enforcement of the celestial government administration. Now, in the Kabbalah, Aries Ogun energy is actually associated. Thank you for the favor, Andre. I like your energy too. It's associated with Jabora, which is severity, is the throat chakra. So you have kind of like a flip flop between Mercury being associated with the solar plexus and Ogun dealing with the throat chakra, and they kind of go hand in hand because you do have to enforce your law. Expressing yourself, communicating. So it's kind of like a flip flop between the chakras and the Sephiros, if you see the pattern of the things. But overall, this is the energy of Herakuhudi, the celestial enforcer, enforcing our internal law. Thank you. I appreciate that. So we have went over today's mathematics, the gematria of today, the Netarus. We have gone over the astrological, astronomical report. I've gone over the Hindu calendar, the Hebrew calendar, the ancient Kemetic calendar, the horoscopes for West African, Native American, alchemy, and Chinese. I spoil you guys. Do you have your pen and paper out so that we can get through the planetary hour? Are you guys ready for the planetary hour? And so the keys with the planetary hour is, I'm going to tell you what planets rule over what hours today. I'm going to tell you where they're placed at, and you align that with your personal chart. And if you need any assistance doing that, that's what I do. Reach out to me, okay? So grab your pen and paper as I get myself together for the planetary hour. And then we play the Jeopardy music. I got to get one of those buttons. I've been dealing with that communication thing all day, actually. Really? I today was not a good day of focus. I was like, I really wanted to get some things done. It was more so like I was receiving a lot today. I wasn't putting out as much as I wanted to. Today was, yeah, Monday. Well, yeah, it was the moon day. It was moon day. Duh, Nika. Reflection is key. It was a day of absorption. I like to produce stuff. I'm a very heavy earth sign. I'm a Virgo stellium and a Capricorn stellium. It's so hard when I don't produce. Yes, nobody communicated anything with me all day. I've just been absorbing other people's communications and other people's, things on me. My IG, can I comment in here or no? I don't know. I don't know if I can comment things in here. But my IG is Sunshine, spelled regular, MONIEEL. That's my name on Instagram. It's also my name on all streaming platforms if you want to listen to my affirmation music. So let's get into the planetary hour, y'all. You should be able to comment. I'm not really, because usually when I go live on YouTube, I was always going through StreamYard. And so I haven't been doing it. I've been just coming straight to YouTube, which has been really cool because I think that my outreach is different when I'm not using a third party streaming service. So, which obviously has goodness to it, but also, not so goodness to it, as you can see in the comments. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really mastered, the things. Yeah, without StreamYard, my outreach is way better on YouTube. I felt like it was like blocking me or something. So weird. Already I said, ha, you aren't C. I don't know what you mean by that, out of the world. Yeah, I'm very clean because I'm a bit of a germaphobe. We have a pentagon kind of popping in our cosmos. I won't even hold you. So at the top, you know how we have the triangle and down the side. So here at the top of the triangle is the MC line. And we have Mars sitting at the top in Cancer. Mars is in retrograde and is debilitated in Cancer. I'm sorry, this is a sidebar. I just want to tell you. So, Mars is like debilitated in Cancer or whatever, and it's in retrograde. So it's kind of having like introspection and going inward or whatever about like our motivation and what gets us going. So for a lot of my fire signs, you guys probably taking more naps than usual. Wherever fire is at in your chart, it's probably like really like quiet there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not too much going on because, no, you're not tripping because Mars, the motivation, the fire is in retrograde. It is in Cancer. We will be entering Gemini tomorrow on the 22nd. Going backwards, but that's on the Vedic chart. That's not tropical. So your mindset might still be tired in the motivation, but you'll probably start attracting community, start communicating with you and stuff like that. Since you're a Cancer, you have a Cancer experiences. So how do you feel with Mars being in your experiences right now in retrograde? How is your energy levels going? Hey, Caroline. But yeah, so at the top of the Pentagon, we have, Cancer up there in the ninth house, on the MC line. And then like say like on this side of the pentagram, we have the ascendant line, right? And that's over there in Libra by giving us the balance, harmony, law, justice, truth, and righteousness. And we have our moon there as well as Lilith there. So not only do we have Eve, we also have Lilith. We have both of the primordial goddesses, you know what I'm saying? Which is really cool on that ascendant line. So giving us both like that feminine woman that was cool with Adam's bullshit and still got blamed for stuff, and then Lilith that was like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot, see something with the feminine energy coming out today and the balance between the two of those. You know what I'm saying? The I guess the sun and the moon Buddhas or whatever, like the women that we adore and the women that were like, nah. Like, see something like that happening in this space and time. And then it's happening in Libra. So it's like, it might be something in relation. I don't know why Kamala Harris is coming to my brain right now. So, I mean, I guess watch out for that because she is a Libra. So she's dealing with those double moon energies as well in her experiences. And then on the other side of the pentagram right here, we have like the line between the eighth house and the seventh house. So, it's that Libra house of law, justice, truth, and righteousness, and the eighth house of power and transformation. Hey, 2-3. And right there on that point, you have Uranus giving us the progressive pushes in Taurus in the eighth house. So Uranus don't has not been playing in Taurus at all when it comes to like materials in our space. Hey rabbit, what we prioritize, what we find value in, money, wealth, facets of love and unity, togetherness, forgiveness, right? Kamala is a Libra. It was so crazy having this, situation with a Libra and a Gemini because they're both air energy. And it was like Venus or Mercury. It was like a choice happening there. What are we choosing? Are we going to choose the intellect, which entering into the age of Aquarius, or are we going to choose our feelings, which just so happened to be in the energy of a woman? And it seemed like even her speeches and her persuasiveness was more so about invoking your emotions and less about intellect, while his was like, nah, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, which one? You know what I'm saying? Because both of them have, a sword to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's air. But, you go with the intellect, but the intellect is lacking emotion and sympathy and empathy. It's all business. But then you go to the Libra, the emotions, and it's like, there's not really much logic here, though. You're just out here feeling shit. I don't want to, like, so it's just like, which one, what I'm saying? That was crazy, to watch. I wasn't really watching that hard, but it was interesting. When I do my energy awareness introduction course with you guys, I do want to line up the connection between the energy connections between the president and the vice president that we have now. Well, y'all have now. And show you guys how they fit each other in the energy. But we'll get to that later. Let me go back to this pentagram, y'all. So it's like Uranus giving us the progressive pushes. You got the debilitation happening and a motivation. Also, Mars deals with military. So, military affecting the home family, Mars being in that Cancer energy. We also been experiencing those fires to the homes, which is new beginnings happening in the fire. Then over here on our rising and our auric body is the lightness and the darkness and happening in Libra between the moon and Lilith. Then at the bottom, how you have the bottom piece right here, down here, you have the third house, which is Gemini house, community, communication, intellectual energy, writing and stuff like that. And you have Mercury sitting there and Capricorn in the third house. Communicating, well, that's a big alignment with having a Gemini, you know what I'm saying, and Capricorn right now, you know what I'm saying, in the house, you know what I'm saying. Um, so you have Mercury sitting there, down there at a 19 degree, which is knowledge being born. And then at the bottom, at the other side of the corner, you have the fifth house, which is Leo, confidence. Okay, yeah, I do need a moderator. I just have to learn how to do that stuff, Kayshawn. Um, but you have the fifth house, which is confident, courageousness. That's Leo energy, leadership happening there. That's all in Pisces, which is like the delusions, the imagination, tapping into your inner child and things that you want there, being confident, courageous with that inner child energy, letting the inner child lead. And so, like, we actually have like a nice little chunk of planets over there in Pisces, but directly, like, looking at that line, you're looking at Venus that's in Pisces. So like attracting, Venus is the vortex, the vibration, it's attracting. So attracting that delusion, So a lot of people are coming out here and it's like, listen, these things look cool right now, but it's not what you think it is. And if you look at the way this pentagram is set up, yeah, you would be right. It really isn't what you think it is. So y'all take everything with a grain of salt. Don't get too excited. Don't get too low. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. And if you're your own authority, this pentagram probably won't have like a super duper effect on you, but just know it exists. And if we know it exists, we know some people, it's a lot of millionaires, billionaires, politicians and stuff that use astrology. Don't think people are not using this pentagram. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just giving y'all the idea. So let's get into the planetary hour, y'all. Yes, and Waltz is Aries. If real though, I believe nothing and everything at the same time. Right, right. Believe nothing and everything at the same time. But also this could be something that you guys could use for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If for some of you guys that want to live into your, delusions, the things that you're imagining for yourself. I know I do. I want to live in my imagination, things I'm creating for myself and that I want. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, this is a really dope pentagram of attracting the community, the bonds and contracts. Be mindful because there's a light and darkness to these contracts. As you see, the Lilith and the Moon both sitting in Libra next to each other, and then the military being debilitated over there, and home and family and stuff like that. So Uranus giving us the progressive pushes in the material realm. So getting out of the material and getting more into the spiritual and the intellectual space is definitely key with the pentagram right here. Following intuition. If your gut says it's not cool, then it's not cool. I don't care, what they trying to show you. I was watching MSNBC. It's been a really long time since I watched it. Um, it was just weird listening to how they talk. Like I was always, when I was in school, I was a straight A student. I really liked school. I like language arts. I like writing things. So I was always taught like the different forms of writing and what they're for. And in my mind, I always thought the news was for informative writing. But I'm sitting here listening to these newscasters and they're not talking informatively. It was all emotions and persuasiveness. And I'm like, this is not the place for persuasive communication. It was like they were even thinking about the adjectives that they wanted to use to create this image in your mind of what, like, it was just so in your face. And I'm like, bro, I haven't watched the news in so long. But everything is like all over the TV right now. Like you can't help it. And it's all over the phone. So like I'm like, I give it a little go. And so I'm listening to it and I'm just like, bro, it's so weird. So weird. Like people are really listening to this and they're like falling into it. Like they're being persuaded off the way these, because it's like it's so weird to where, like, I don't want to say like maybe the average individual is the IQ is so low, but like wow, the bar is really in hell if that shit how they talk up there works. You know what I mean? Chinchilla, we're talking about everything. Are you a third class citizen? I don't know. I don't really consider myself a citizen. I'm a national. I barely watch the news. I don't watch the news, but it's everywhere. Like the things, they all have agendas now. Really though, I can't even watch the weather. It's like they trying to convince me to be cold. Right, right, right. I don't even watch the weather. Alicia, peace, peace, goddess, peace. Okay, so let's get into the planetary hour. We're gonna start with Mars. So, Mars was from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., then again at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now, when we're in the energy of Mars, it's probably where you get your energy, action, aggression, and it's all representations of Mars. Mars hours are good for assertion, physical activity, and combating obstacles. It's also good for strengthening willpower. And like we just talked about, Mars is sitting over there in retrograde, moving really slow. So you probably don't feel like a lot of energy, a lot of doing. Hey, thank you for the roses. You don't feel like a lot of energy, a lot of doing things and all that stuff right now. More so going inward, being with home and family, being more strategic and motivated to being home. You know what I'm saying? Is a key there with all of that there. Um, yeah, that's what's happening with Mars. The hours for the sun. That's 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. We kind of just exited out the sun hours. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. And the sun hours pretty much kind of like the same as Mars. Chilly, a little bit more, whatever. Hey, Tim. Um, Vitality, creativity, and self expression. The sun hours are good for starting new ventures, leadership, and activities that require confidence. And to remind you guys, the sun did just enter Draconic Aquarius today. Well, later on today at 8 a.m. So on our mind and our auric body, hey newbie Ray, we are in connection. You know what I'm saying? So as you think it, realize what you're thinking, you're attracting into your vortex. So be mindful of your thoughts, especially if your emotions are heightened. Okay, so all of that is an Aquarius associated with society. In our energy exchanges, the actual happenings, we are in Capricorn, which is, the infrastructure, the authority, challenges, and stuff like that. Okay. So that's the sun hours and the things you'll focus on there. Venus hours, we're right now in a Venusian hour. That's 2 a.m. Yeah, trolls do help the number. So I just let them go off. The first couple days, it like, I was over here stuttering, but I knew not to respond. And now I'm just like, yay. Um, the Venus hours are 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and then 11 p.m. to midnight. And so Venus hours, for my love bugs in the back, are good for, love, beauty, and harmony. Good for relationships, beauty, self-reflection, prioritizing the things that you want in your space, working on your interpersonal relationships. It's also a good time for like romanticism, creating beautiful things, you know what I'm saying, for my artists. You know what I'm saying? That's all Venus. And just to remind you guys, Venus is over there in Pisces in our thought process. So as we're imagining the things, in alignment with our heart's desires, what we value, what we prioritize, coming into our vortex. And then Venus is in Aquarius on the energy exchanges, the happenings. So our heart chakra, where our heart is attracting the society in our space. Okay, so being mindful of that. Now, the hours of Mercury: 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then, of course, at midnight, because we start Wednesday on an hour of Mercury, right? Mercury is good for like travel, trade, communication, learning, writing, anything like that, especially for my business traders in the back. And I got a bone to pick with some of y'all because y'all knew about the Trump coin. Y'all knew about all these other coins, and ain't nobody hit me up and include me into y'all trading endeavors. And I feel some type of way. Let's talk about it. Who was over here investing in coins and wasn't telling Sunshine? Okay? Let's get it together. Y'all supposed to hit me up for stuff like that. So Mercury right now is in Capricorn. So invoking, paying attention to learning, who's your authority. If you're saying you're your authority and you're evoking to yourself to be your authority, there's some things you need to learn about in order. Be glad that shit crashed. It did. But I would have withdrew. I would have withdrew the moment I seen the numbers. Like, give me my money. People gotta know where to fold them. They be trying to hold stuff too long. I'm not a long holder. What is that? The bull is a bull fast or bear fast? One of them. The bull go upward and the bear. I don't know. We'll get into that later. It's been a while since I've been messing with that stuff. I gotta refresh myself. But yeah, so Mercury, is like in our thought process, we're thinking on, how to, the infrastructure. So like I said, you guys are saying you're your own authority, you want a different way of survival, you want a different way of obtaining your resources and the things that you want in your space. Hey, the mind's eye piece. So that's what you're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to grow my own food. Okay, so you need to start learning how to grow your own food. You need to start listening to things on how to grow your own food. Oh, I want my own nation. Okay, so that's what you need to learn about. Oh, I want to, privatize myself and be a state national. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you need to start learning on those things. Okay, so that's the Mercury and Capricorn in our thoughts. Now, Mercury in our energy exchanges sitting in there in Sagittarius. So we're having the energy exchanges that's helping us with those long-term goals, expansion, abundance, the generosity, being in the joy or whatever. Be mindful of the overindulging in the research and stuff like that because, Mercury can be over analytical and put you too far into the black hole. So be mindful of that. And then we get to the hours of, what was it, Mercury? The moon. The moon is from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So we only get 3 hours of the moon. The moon is good for like introspection, paying attention to home and family, your feminine energy, emotions, intuition, and nurturing energy. Hey, Dasha. Um, Activities that require compassion and reflection, like I said, like meditation and stuff like that. And so, just to remind you guys, the moon is over there in Libra, Tropic, Vedic, Draconic. Well, Vedic, we're still in Virgo to an extent, about the line with Speak a Star and stuff like that. So, in our energy exchanges, we are, in that space of like having introspection on how we organize things. So, it's kind of like this the moon is checking in on how well you're doing with your Mercury. You know what I'm saying? That Mercury sitting over there in Capricorn. Um, all that fun stuff. So a lot of the ideals you'll get on how, like, maybe you're meditating and you're imagining the things that you want. You're utilizing that Venus and that Saturn and Pisces, giving you like structure to the things that you want in your space, and also helping attract that into your vortex. And so your moon is kind of like helping you like gnash out the details, and Mercury is also moving in alignment with that. Also complementing that Saturn and Pisces. So it's kind of like a full circle situation happening there. All right. Um, Saturn. Saturn hours are from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturn is when we work on our discipline, our structure, and our limitations. It's a good time for serious reflection or working on structures in our life. Like I said, Saturn is over there, and Piscean energy, giving us the structure to the things that we imagine in our space. Also, just I'm telling you guys how to use that energy with Saturn and Pisces. There's other people, places, and things, situations using that Saturn different because they are the authority over some people. So they're creating delusions or whatever, and they're attacking fifth house, the children. Um, Yeah, guard your kids. I don't know what's happening with the kid thing with the fifth house stuff, but it's either children or the inner child of people, maybe bringing back some nostalgic type stuff or whatever, or something that happened. It's just like little things like that. Confident, courageousness, leadership is also key here too. Again, with all the inauguration things, now we're going to start dealing with the state elections. It's a lot going on right now in this energy of Aquarius, okay? Um, Jupiter. Jupiter hours are from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and then 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, my 4-year-old was on trash this week, man. Really. My problem is I know how to do a lot of things. I just got to start doing them. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But also give yourself grace because we are in the middle of winter. So this is really like a good space for like just planning out, doing an outline. You know what I'm saying? Making the structure, making like those big, grandiose dreams and ideas and putting them into bite-sized goals. And if you have a lot of like water, air, fire in your chart, you might want to be around like an earth energy. If depending on what your life path number is, if you're like a 369 or a 5, you might want to be with a 147 or a 22 to help you with this as well. Um, because they're like a little bit more stable where you have the expansion and nation and the thoughts, they will bring it to like boop 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 for you. She was bad as hell all week. Over here it's really been illness. It's been the spreading of the germ, and as you guys can hear, my baby coughing in the back. Um, but yeah, that's what it's been over here. Like, and we haven't even really been around anybody. We've been kind of chilling, but being on the phone with other family members, hearing like, oh, such and sick, such and sick. I'm like, the hell, what's going on out there? But definitely been on there. She was bad as hell all week. She's probably being invoked by the stars in some type of way between these Saturn and Piscean energy. Kids and animals, man, better watch them. But yeah, Jupiter deals helps us deal with like the long term goals, expanding on them, growing and studying them, the long term planning. So while like Saturn is on the limitations and the hard work and the focus and the discipline, Jupiter is more so on like, oh, being optimistic and what do we, it's more lighter with the growing and the long term planning than Saturn is like, what could go wrong? And Jupiter is like, all these things could go right if you do it this way. Thank you, Kayshawn. I appreciate it. Um, but that's Jupiter. And then Jupiter is sitting over there in Gemini. So in our mindset, Jupiter is in our space of community and communication and, thinking of like multiple things at once, but finding the focus and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So Jupiter's giving us our expansion and our community in that realm of things. And it's happening in the eighth house. So, allow this to help you guys with empowerment in business, which is going to be needed. Like, at some point in time, like though, we're going to have to come together. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy for us to be separate and point at each other and bicker and then think that somebody's going to come into these offices, sign some papers and fix all of our problems. Like, that's cute. But at some point in time, we're going to have to come to the realization that you're going to have to go outside and talk to your neighbors and come together. Like, and even if, like, okay, I don't like my neighbors, I don't fuck with my neighbors. Okay, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have spent these last few years, especially since 2017, because that was the year of one when we all started a lot of this stuff, right? Since the year of one, we have been meeting our soul tribe. If you have not been making moves to meet and align with your soul tribe in the physical, then you need to start going outside and getting used to your neighbors. One or the other, either way, the community, and this is also in alignment with you guys being more in charge of that heart chakra that's in Pisces, Aquarius. It's a lot of Aquarius placements happening. Hey, Dot, and the Aquarius constellation or whatever. So, like, if you are imagining the kind of life that you want to live, you should be attracting the society that you should be living in it in. Not all of you guys are designed to live off grid, off of such and such, whatever. Wow. That's not everybody's goals. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Everybody has a place. Not one place is better than the other. We all have a place to be in. Hey, Ron. So keeping that in mind, imagine the community you want to be in. This is a perfect time to do that. We're in the middle of winter. We're in the energy of Tevet. This is the month of the Ketters. We have all this line up in Pisces, Aquarius energy, assisting us with the Ketters and the imagination and declaring the things that we want. And then, we have some things happening in Capricorn, giving us the structure and the how-tos to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So in that space, you have to trust and really believe. And that, I don't do the stream reading on YouTube. I do it on TikTok. But when I was doing it on TikTok, we read The Secret, which should have been very eye opening and really like structuring you guys on how to imagine what you want in your space. Hey Ron, how you doing? And now we're reading Zen Mind, Buddha Mind, Beginner's Mind, reading about Buddhism and how to flow and be at this homeostasis. So even in that space, like you guys should be more empowered and, you know, really imagining the things that you want in your space. Honestly, I feel like the country isn't divided. The news networks are. We are lining up. Politicians are left behind because they are focusing wrong. I agree with that, Kayshawn. I agree with that. I don't know my life path. Do you think you can help me with it? Yeah, yeah, I can help you with that. If you like reach out to me on Instagram, Sunshine Monie, MONIEEL, um, I can help you with your life path. Um, People will not go back to the live social environment because it's too convenient to use the internet and social media. It allows people not to worry about anxiety of conversations. Really? This gives me anxiety. I feel more comfortable going outside talking to people than I do coming up here because people be talking to me crazy up here. But the things people say up here to me, they would never say to me outside. I also grew up in the project, so hit me with your best shot, buddy. Like, hey, Marmer, hey, Zach. Yeah, blessed be, peace. But I get that. I guess like outdoors gives a lot of people anxiety. A lot of people are here, you know, to be on social media. You know, we are in the age of Aquarius and we are in the month of Aquarius energy, and that's a lot. A lot of people have Pluto in Aquarius too. So put in that consideration, we are experiencing the generation of Pluto in Aquarius where a lot of people's power in business is in social media, electronic communication, which is what Aquarius rules over as well. So that makes sense. Visit New York. I live near New York. I love New York. I used to go to New York all the time when I was in college. I haven't been too much recently because it's cold, but I'm always up. I'm always performing my music up there. I'm always going to art shows up there. Brooklyn, West Chelsea. I'm always in those areas. I love New York. Again, it's not me. I'm too old to have social anxiety. It's the younger kids. I'm from New York, easy. I agree, but I'd rather pull up. But I still rather pull up. Right. Hey, too damn good for you. Peace to the guy. All right, let me get back to these hours. Y'all funny. Um, we're done the hours because then we're back at bars. Okay, so we was done. We was chatting. All right. So those are the planetary hours for you guys. And so now I'm going to close you guys out with a collective reading. You ready? You ready? Lucky to have a great experience in the NY. I always have a great experience in the NY. When I was younger, I used to go out there. I used to drink and talk to strangers, and then I make jewelry. So I was go out there, talk to strangers, hand my jewelry out. I met some really, really cool people that are still my friends to this day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, always have a good time. It's all about what you put out into your vortex. Like somebody in the comments, I didn't ignore you. I don't know if you're still here, but somebody in the comments was talking about depression, and I'm like, you know, being depressed means that you are suppressing your expression. Hey, Majestic. So you need to work on expressing yourself better. You know what I'm saying? That's really what that is. And your mindset. You know, you literally just said I am depressed. So you declared it. You declared it and you're owning it and you're walking around with it and you're titling it to yourself. And now you're exhibiting the behaviors of depression and you're introducing yourself as a depressed person, not just to other people, but to yourself every day. And so I'm not saying it's easy and it's a quick fix, but if you start training your mindset to be something else, eventually you will be something else because that's the power of the mind. You are an electromagnetic being and you have to start carrying yourself as such. That's why what is it called? Diagnosis, they could be so dangerous because a lot of our reactions to diagnosis are like Hollywood given, if you will. Because like when you watch movies, right? I always think of like Lifetime movies and they'll be like, how long do I have left? And then it's all sepia colored and everywhere body's wearing beige and that ugly shade of blue and the lighting is weird and it's songs is sad and a doctor is talking but you can't hear him because you're too busy listening to the violin sound and everybody's face and oh I got 2 days and so like seeing that over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's like now when you go into a hospital and stuff like that and things like that, when you hear this information, it puts you in that state because you've been trained to think that way. You've been watching all these Hollywood movies like and you don't really think, you don't put one and one to be two, you know what I'm saying? But it is, you know what I'm saying? You've been trained to think, you've been trained to own this. Like, this is what depression is. This is when I'm like this and when I'm acting like that and that. And that. Like, you're carrying it. You're allowing this person to speak a spell onto you and you're owning it. And so, no, we can't do that. A lot of healing deals with your mindset. You are what you eat, which is exactly correct because your gut controls your mind. And everything starts with the thought. If you fast, I think fasting has been like I'm a Virgo stellium, so a lot of my stuff comes through my gut. You know what I'm saying? I'm very sensitive with my gut. And when I fast, when I'm ready to break my fast, I always pay attention to how I feel with the first thing I put in my body. Sometimes I do make bad decisions. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes it's like, damn, I'm about to break my fast with a donut. Fuck it. Okay. Not all the time. Not all the time. Just sometimes. All right. And so, like, this is me being honest with you guys. I pay attention to how I feel after I eat that, though. It could, because at this point, it's like it's the first thing I'm putting in my body. If I choose juice over water, or sometimes I'll choose like water with chlorophyll in it versus regular water or tea or something, and I'm paying attention to how like it makes me feel. Is it giving me brain fog? Is it making me tired? I don't like food that makes me tired, so I don't really eat that heavy like I used to anymore. That itis shit, such a turn off to me. I don't want the itis. That is not cool. That's not a flex. I don't want food. Shouldn't make you tired. Food is supposed to be for energy and cellular, cycles going on. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's slowing me down like that, that's a red flag for me. I don't want that. Okay. I broke my fast with hot Cheetos. How did that feel? I don't even like hot Cheetos. I think the last time I had like a Dorito product, I'm very sensitive to the salt that they have in chips now. To where like they irritate my gums. I can't do the chips anymore. So like an old lady, I eat crackers and ginger snaps now. A Whopper. I haven't had a burger. I don't eat beef. I haven't had beef or pork in years. I don't eat like chicken on the bone. I might eat like a chicken burrito or like a chicken empanada or something like that. But to sit here and just eat like a chicken on a bone, I haven't done that. Not saying one is better than the other, because I'm sure the processed chicken is way worse. But I'm trying to steer away from that a little bit more too. Depression is a manifestation. Change your focus and your manifestation would change. Yeah. But just to let you guys know, it's not an overnight thing, because I'm pretty sure it took a lot of time for you to accept that depression and carry it the way you're carrying it. So give yourself grace in the practice of unraveling it. And again, if you need assistance, my background is in psychology as well. So I do behavior coaching. I specialize in astrology. So we can either do it the astrology route or we could do it the motivational therapy route. It's really whatever you feel comfortable with. I do free consultations where you talk to me about what you need and we can go through it, and we can go through the different pricings that I have and we can make it work for you. I also, do payment plans and barter and all that stuff like that. Got to book you just gotta book a consultation with me. The consultations are free. You know what I'm saying? To see how I can help you guys. But I can definitely help coach you out of the depression. Um, no, it won't happen on yeah. What's on the dark side of the moon? I thought it was like a man that was like fishing for cheese. No? No. I did see this documentary like a while ago, and it was like this man, it was like black and white. So I guess they were saying like the record's old. I don't remember what year it was. It isn't solid, it's plasma. And that made so much sense because the moon just looks like a reflection of whatever star it's nearby. That's why it's always different colors. It's whatever star it's nearby. You know what I'm saying? I love strawberries and blueberries too. They make me happy. I like to start my day with an orange. Orange is a good way to start the day. Lemon water, it's definitely a good way. I think that's one of my favorite ways to start the day when I have access to that. I can start my day with lemon water and I won't eat food for a while. I always see a woman pouring water, something Pisces like. Makes sense. Like Yoja ruling over the moon. You can see her in full moon. Check that out. Gotta check that out. Because you know the moon be tilting and showing us different sides. You got Crater Grimaldi, you got the east side, you got the west side, you got the north side of the moon. You start seeing the rivers, and then, you know, where they claim like there was like a little meteor that hit them and stuff. And it seemed like a lot of what's on the moon reflects like the craters and the stuff that's on Earth. It's pretty interesting. Hey, boss up. Peace to the God. I want to check that out. But the moon is a beautiful mirror. We love it here, right? We're just experiencing ourselves, you know, in so many different ways. We're in the inside out, upside down, if that makes sense to you guys, because it made sense to me when I said it. So, for my fire babies, it's kind of like a continuation from yesterday into today, for real with y'all. Like my fire ones, y'all know it's not time to be doing all the things. Yesterday we had talked about, you guys, like, stop giving energy to people that's nonchalant about you and your fire. And this is where fire is at in your chart. You know, it doesn't have to be your sun sign. Your sun sign is your experiences. Anybody that's playing about your fire energy and your experiences, though, fuck them off the rip. Now, moon, hey, I would not want to deal with anybody that is being nonchalant about a fire moon energy, because like this is how I nurture. This is my comfort zone. I just took my mask off. Don't play with me. And your rising and your auric body is, you know, don't let nobody play with your aura either. So, you know, I really feel like the same energy for you guys today, but as you guys move into like cutting that energy off, you know, just standing on your ones and twos, like learning how to embrace your fire instead of allowing someone's interpretation, indifference, lack of appreciation for your fire to affect how you're going to treat your fire. Because I don't want to hear all of that fuck everybody else, I want to cut everybody off and burn all bridges. No, no, no. That particular person, stop doing all of this extra stuff because one thing didn't go right or one person didn't go right or whatever, whatever. It's not that deep, okay? It's not that deep. You don't have to go all or whatever. It's not doing you a service. You've done so much, you've worked so hard. Why would you burn everything just because something is playing with you or playing about you? Um, for my water babies, you know, again, this is like y'all got to do the work. You know, hiding, being, you know, hiding from people, hiding from energy exchanges, hiding from responsibilities, and, you know, evening certain scales and stuff like that. That is not doing the work. You know, yeah, we know you're intuitive. Yeah, we know that you are, you know, super powerful in the spiritual realm. But if you're not doing the work, what good is it? You know what I'm saying? If you're not coming out with it, this is what you have to offer. You get what I'm saying? Hey, so being mindful of that. Um, while you guys are in the midst of doing work, it's a lot of things going on around you. I really, okay, Spirit said cover your head. I don't know who needed to hear that. But yeah, y'all need to cover yourselves because, you know, water energy will be targeted. You know, water energy is about to get targeted. And that's wherever you have water in your chart. You know what I'm saying? Protect that part of yourself right now in space and time. Also in the lettering of things. For those of you guys who don't know, gematria of water, that's the letter HIJKLM. Okay. So you know, holding those to the side. Um, air, the intellectual beings, we talked about you guys intellectualizing. You guys, some of the air is coming from a manipulative space and being the ones that's doing the things wherever air is in your chart. But also, use your intellect for good. Use your intellect to inspire, enhance, uplift. In this air energy, it's about, you know, being, you guys more so are the curator in the space and time right now. So like, you know, stand on your one two, you know, such as these chance with such and such, or this needs to go over here and do that. Go ahead and, you know, do that. Make those moves that you need to do. You guys can do it for good. I don't understand why you won't, but you know, it's your world. It's your world. To my air babies, but I would use it for good. You guys, like I said, you guys are the curators in the space and time right now. People are relying on you, on your intellect, your logic, and your ability to see things, you know, from a logical point of view. Whereas water is more like intuitive and feeling, and, you know, of that space. You guys are more like futuristic in the space of logic and, you know, where we're going with it. Who I have left? I have Earth. So Earth, you already know it's slow down time. You know what I'm saying? Even with Capricorn being the winter Earth energy, it still wasn't a space of manifesting and creating to the level that you guys like to. All of that will be happening in Taurus energy. So be patient with these long-term goals, because that's really what Capricorn right now for, you know, in your energy exchanges, is to give you the discipline and the order that you need for the things that you're trying to manifest in your Taurus energy. So as you are in this Capricorn energy, I would be not focus, because yeah, we want you present. Being present is important. However, have that mindset that, okay, this Capricorn is to prepare me for the Taurus. So be present in the Capricorn, do the work, because we give thanks to Capricorn energy in our Vedic chart for helping us to sort through the things, find the infrastructure, learn to be your own authority, you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of you guys don't have issues with that. You guys are can be very stubborn or whatever. But in that same breath, you know what I'm saying? Just remember, like, we're not in the space of giving birth to anything just yet. We'll be there in Taurus, though. Taurus is two, the balance on the two in the nine, which is 11. So we will have 11 there. So mastery there based upon how well you did over here. Yay. You know what I'm saying? We're on the 1 and 9. So this is all about knowledge, because 1 plus 9 equals 1. Knowledge in your cipher, Malkuth, earth energy. That brings us back to knowledge. So remember that, y'all. We are in the space of knowledge from our earth babies. So, essentially that's what I got. You guys can, align with each other in a certain kind of way. When our powers combined, you already know how that goes. What does that mean to cover your head? Okay, glad you asked. For my I said that for the water, all you guys can cover your head because I'm pretty sure you all have water somewhere, but protect your water energy. So on a gematria level, whatever vowels you have in your name, some of you guys need to start using some pseudo names to cover the vowels that you have in your name. Um, for my threes, my 3, 6, 9s, and my 8 life pathers, you guys be careful with your life path and people trying to push you off of your path. That's for those water numbers. For my Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio placements, you guys should be literally covering your heads, wearing head coverings, wearing hats. You know what I'm saying? Your intuitive space, your third eye is ruled by energy. Your chest or your maya is your imagination. There's a lot of like non-physical thoughts and waves. We're reading the Zen Mind, Buddha Mind book or whatever. So, you know, forgive me as a lot of my analogies will be coming from this book. But a lot of thoughts come in waves. Hey, Craig. Hey, Ale. So as you have high, thoughts of joy, stay homeostatic. As you have low thoughts of, depression or sadness, stay homeostatic. The goal is to be in the middle. Don't allow yourself to get invoked into happiness or sadness. Okay, that's not for you. There are a lot of non-physical energies because just how I sat there and gave y'all guys the whole pentagram that's happening in the cosmos right now. On top of the fact that we have a straight line going across our sky right now, and we're about to be an energy of mute, which is, paying attention to the sky. You know what I'm saying? Um, there are other people, other spellcasters out there. Y'all know about them, the secret societies, the 1%, the Hollywood people, the delusionists, the lumen. I don't give a fuck. There's a lot of other people that are utilizing and harnessing this energy as well. And when they do that, they're speaking things into the cosmos that some of you guys are downloading. And some of you guys are being invoked to engage in certain behaviors and mindsets and emotional sets that don't belong to you. So with that being said, cover your head, cover your emotional self, protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Um, and like I said, be around a 147 or an 8 for a sense of stability, some type of earth energy, and our powers combined. It's community energy, right? So we are focusing. This is the card of purification. This is the overall reading. We got a 2 and 5, balance, harmony, law, justice, and truth on the 2. Deals with the scales of Ma'at, the Libra scales, Taurus energy, what we value and prioritize. 5 being the celestial enforcer. Now we're in that energy of Ogun, Mars, this Tuesday. So justice in our celestial enforcer, the laws that you want into your space. That comes into 7, which is also brings us to the scales of Ma'at. 7 is the number of God, perfection, Libra house. We're focusing on our Mars and our Pluto, which is the internal, external side of the solar plexus chakra. So pay attention to where your solar plexus chakra is at. Where's your Mars placement? Where's your Pluto placement at? Okay. Thank you for bringing up being in Cancer because Mars currently is in Cancer. So as a collective, our solar plexus chakra is focused on home and family and nurturing, right? In that 9th house of being optimistic, joyous, philanthropy energy happening here. It's also in retrograde, so it's moving slow in that space. So the return is going to be slow. Um, as far as Pluto goes, we know Pluto's over there in the root chakra, creating transformations in our mindset and entitlements, as well as in electronic communication. And our revolutionary self, as well as our infrastructure and our authority, seeking is experiencing those transformations and business like moves. So, apply those to your placements or whatever with that solar chakra. Have the pentacles, so not much happening on the transformation in the physical right here and now. Take a breather a little. Also, it's a backup with some people that's watching here. You guys not being the power person. You guys not flowing with that Pluto energy over your physical reality. So maybe some of you guys are like empowering your mindset, but in your physical set, you're not doing it. The Seven of Pentacles is also in reverse, so there is an imbalance in the physical world. A little anger here. Some of y'all upset about things. Like some of y'all trolls that's up the algorithm. Like no, but like there is an imbalance in the pentacles in the physical realm of the things, whether it's your empowerment or keeping your heart light as a feather. Work on that today, especially in this day of Chesed. This is day of 4, and then okay, so this tells me what you guys need to work on. You need to work on your chokma, which is your second Sephira, the King of Wands, in charge of that fire. We talked about that fire, knowing it's time to be a candle versus a fireplace versus a whole forest fire, right? But yeah, focusing on your chokma, your wisdom. When we are in our wisdom, we're paying attention to the patterns that we've experienced over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying in the beginning of this reading, pay attention to if you guys were journaling, news articles, the news, whatever. 2017 was when we were in the year of 1. We're now in the year of 9, so we're closing up a lot of the things that we started in the year of 1. So go do the work. Look at year 1 all the way up into this year of 9, and see what the patterns have been on a monthly level. Every January, every February, every March, what was the pattern? Every 3 years, every 6 years. Now we're in the 9th year. What was the pattern? 2 is the balance, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8. What was the pattern? You know what I'm saying? When we were in the 1, 4s, and 7s, we were going inward. We would be stable and reliable, and focusing on infrastructure and balance of the physical and non-physical. What was happening during those number of years? So when you pay attention to those pinnacles or those periodic cycles between those, what I'm saying, you get like an overall kind of idea, and that will help you in your wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Also, start exercising the things that you guys know. Once you get this awareness of what the cycles are, exercise them, believe in them. If they feel true and stable in them, why not go for it? You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself the way you believed in the public school system. Believe in yourself the way you believed in this economic stuff before you had, the grand awakening or whatever it is that you went through that made you say, oh, this is bullshit. Believe in yourself the way you believed in your parents when they were telling you what to do. You know what I'm saying? You've been believing in so much bullshit so easily, but now it's time to believe in yourself, and it's so hard. It shouldn't be that hard. I do different kind of readings. It depends on what kind of reading you want. Like right now, I have a deal. If you want a life path and name reading, and I do it combined with a tarot spread, that's $22. That's the cheapest one I have right now. That's the and then I go into the astrological charts and we go up from there. Root chakra, again, when our powers combine, you know what I'm saying? Being your own authority, hey Metatron, and aligning with other people, finding your tribe and vibing, Aquarius energy is in the root chakra and things like that. And then men's quarrels. Like I said, like this imbalance here with, the pinnacles with the physical world, and then hearts not being light as a feather in the physical either is like very heavy here. So there will be some back and forth and some debate, just like how some people are very happy about some things that are going on. It's some people that are very like angry and they want to act out and do the things or whatever. So just being mindful of that. Like I said, for wherever water is in your chart, cover yourself, protect yourself. I believe in Jesus Christ and his sacrifice, and it won't be that hard. I do believe in Jesus' sacrifice. I believe that it's crazy. I flipped 2 cards for the disloyalty also came out of here. So be mindful of that too. Cover yourself, protect yourself. I didn't even see that flipped over on its own, but I wanted to show y'all since it was there. But yeah, I do believe in Jesus. I believe Jesus did sacrifice. I feel like a lot of people sacrifice themselves for us. And instead of us I remember growing up with the "What Would Jesus Do" band. So it was bigger than what Jesus did. It's also now what will you do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a wait and pray kind of person. I'm inspired by Jesus' story and I look to live like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Um, as far as you said, Jesus didn't sacrifice himself. That's a lie. I mean, I wouldn't call what I do a sacrifice, but I do dedicate my life to edification and empowerment. And looking at the story of Jesus, I would say that was synonymous with that. And he was, he was a radical, he was an activist, in the stories and things of that nature. And so in a sense, if you want to look at it like a sacrifice, then yeah, he did sacrifice his time, his energy, and his lifespan into, helping people, uplifting the people, you know what I'm saying? And, so now it's like, well, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to take what Jesus taught and what he was trying to tell people how to behave, how to treat each other? He was talking about the government. He was talking about the banking system. He was talking about how to treat the temple. You are the temple. You know what I'm saying? He was telling us all these different things. Now, are you really following Jesus, or did you just want to bring Jesus up as someone who like killed, who got killed, so that you can do whatever you want? You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what he died for. He didn't die so that you could do whatever you want and feel free. He died because he was an activist and he was telling us what to do and what not to do, and he was pissing some people off. You know what I'm saying? Um yeah, Paul aka Saul made that up. Yeah, it's a nice little cover story, I guess, for the believers in the back. His sacrifice was to be different than the rest. Everybody's sacrifice was different than the rest. How many people did we watch get shot in front of all of us on TV or whatever? You know what I'm saying? We watched, Kennedy's, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., what's his name? Noble Drew Ali, you know, people have their theories about Bob Marley, Dr. Sebi, these people they lived to educate us, provide us with edification, and they died and moving in that light to continue to do so. So yeah, it's like, what are you utilizing that as an excuse to be stagnant and what you're supposed to be doing? Everyone is, none of us. No, not everyone is inclined, I guess. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do. I don't want to project my lifestyle choices on top of you guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys do what you want to do with that. I was just asking a question. If you think that that is a reason for you to, chill out, then respect. You know what I'm saying? Chill out then. Less traffic for me over here. Everyone's sacrifice mattered. Jesus wasn't the only one. He just taught it differently. Exactly. Exactly. Christ is a level of consciousness. Agreed. It is. His name is Yehoshua. Yeshua. But that's what I got for you guys. We done went over the gematria, the mathematics, the Nutter rules, the astrological astronomical report. We done went over the calendars of ancient Kemet, Hebrew, Hindu, West African, Native American, Chinese. We went over the planetary hour and the planetary placements, and you guys got a collective reading. We do a lot in this daily forecast, and I appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace, peace, y'all. I do. I believe he is proud of his conversation. I hope he is proud of me because I'm doing the work. We talk regularly. I think he is. All right, y'all on TikTok.